Hello, hello, hello. It is like cool today. It was so warm for about, I guess, probably 4 or 5 days. We had the most incredible weather. And then suddenly it got cool. But this ain't bad. I'll take this. It reminds me of the fall season up north and elk hunting and football. You know, when it's kind of got that moisture in the air and it's cooler and crisp. Just beautiful. I just wanted to put in a big plug as we get closer to the end of this year. Big plug for what? For our group ER Shred. That's what. January 16th. Who is with us? I'll tell you the reasons you should be with us. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Okay. And by the way, I'm just going to put a little plug again. If you want to be with us on January 16th, guess what? Bonnie said, hey, me. If you're going to be with us on January 16th, then guess what? You got to have your provisions. You got to have your ammo. You got to be armed. With that in mind, you got to have your Cleanse for Life. You got to have your Isoline Pro. You got to have your Hydrate. You also have to have your bone broth, and you got to get your meats, and you got to get your butter. I say butter now because we got all these fun people from back east and then also Australia, and they talk so cool. They say, I'm an ER shredder, and I eat the butter. All right. So if you have all of that, then you got to connect with our group, of course. You got to be with us and make it fun. That's our yearly mantra now. Thanks to my friend Bill Mayer. Bill Mayer, thank you for Make It Fun. Because if you're going to do it, why not make it fun? You're going to do it anyways, why not make it fun? So that's our mantra. We've adopted that. That's the Shredder way. So I hope all of our past shredders, maybe shredders that have, not even continued on, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no judgment here. We're not operating from a space of our way is the only way. We're not operating from a space of, we're the only true way. We're not operating from a space of, oh, you suck because you didn't keep up with it. Like, that is not our space. Our space is about discovery. Our space is about intuitive eating and intuitive blueprint specific to you, not what is right for me, but what is right for you. And so I hope you guys can appreciate the reason that we've framed this out the way we have, by design, of intent, carefully. And I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing because someone could be forging their blueprint, and could they cave? They could. Could they tank? Could they, I hate that word, cheat. That's just such a horrible word that I don't even like the feeling that people feel when they say that word. So could people overindulge? Could people hop off the tracks for a time and not be building their blueprint and whatever it might be? Yeah. Yes, please. Because that's how we learn too. We learn over time. We learn from going left and then realizing, oh crap, should have gone right way back there, and then going back and starting again. That's how we learn. So I hope that you guys can appreciate that if you circle back, even if you said, oh, I'll just reconnect with my shredders once a year or twice a year, whatever it is, like, we just accept that and we're grateful and we want whatever you can offer up. So with all of that in mind, why might you want to do ER Shred? By the way, they're running a promo. I don't even know what it is. It's something like an additional 10% off and a free gift, something like that. I don't know how long it goes till. I'm not good at paying attention to all these details and promoting them, but if that's a motivating factor for you and you want to save some money, get with the person who told you about ER Shred, get your stuff ordered up so you're locked and loaded and armed and ready to go. Okay. Why might you want to do ER Shred with us? All right. Number one, because I don't know of anything. And I've been around health and nutrition. I've been around that line of work and fitness for a very long time. A lot of you already know I grew up in a home where my parents owned and operated a nutrition company. Many of my best friends, you'll know from junior high, from high school, you know that my parents own a nutrition company. And that's always been our thing. That's our industry. That's our line of work. Well, I don't care. I have seen almost everything. And when I say I've seen everything, I've seen, heard, not everything, but you get my point. And a lot of it just doesn't deliver. And I guess that's my frustration, is a lot of it doesn't deliver on what it say it's going to do. And people invest in these things. And, a lot of times they don't get their money back. They don't want to go take the effort to return it, or they're blaming themselves, like it probably didn't work because of me, so I don't want to put that on them. A lot of stuff out there is just marketing and fluff. It doesn't have substance or meat. We have meat, and we have depth, and we have meaning and purpose, and we have it in overwhelming, abundant fashion. So with that in mind, I want to share this with people more than ever before, because your health matters so damn much. Your health matters a lot. If you have your health, you can do so much more. You can cope with the stressors of everyday life, modern life. You can enrich and nurture and sustain the relationships that are more meaningful than money. Much, much more meaningful than money. Speaking of money, in the event that money is a stressor, I believe that when you're well, you can do more. You can perform. You can show up. And hey, the way I operate is, if I can get to that optimal space where I'm performing and I show up, I kick ass, and I can do that for my family, what's better, that I show up like that for 3-4 hours, or that I'm like that never? Let's just say that me, for instance, I'm operating at 60% all the time. Dude, get to that space where you're operating at 90% plus, and oh my God, you can't believe how much better everything is. And you can't believe how much more time you have to do what you want to do. That's all born of wellness. That's all born of health. That's why I'm super passionate about health. Hi. You're in socks. They're not in socks. Hi, girls.
I'm in socks, but
So, guys, I can't stress enough, if you're well, you'll so much more have your shit together. And if you have, no matter what those stressors are, if you're well, you can show up. If you're unwell, you can't show up, and it compounds and makes everything even heavier, harder, feels impossible. With your health, you've got it. You've got everything. And you can work on all the other things. So make that the foremost priority. In terms of community, we're learning that community is absolutely essential, critical. And they've released studies where they've actually documented that community in and of itself is medicine for people who feel unwell, emotionally, mentally. Community matters. It's important. We're that kind of a creature. We need that. We need interaction. We need to be around like-minded people who positively reinforce the best parts of us. And we need to do that for other people. And so our whole group mantra is be everyone's cheerleader. Shine a light on everybody else. Shine a light on yourself for a time. If that's necessary, shine it on you for a while. And you'll find that over time, the need to shine it on yourself will diminish. And you'll find even more enrichment, even more gratification, and high vibrational energy by shining that same light on other people. And that's why I just don't even feel the need to shine the light on myself anymore, because it's I feel and I'll admit that does feel good. I'll admit that I needed that for a time. And thank you to all those who have been there to cheer me on. which there's a lot of you out there, and I've actually probably told you, because every time someone says a nice thing to me, compliments me, it actually means a lot to me. When I could tell they took the time and that they really thought about it and it was heartfelt, it means a lot to me. And then you start to realize, like, I've got to be that in other people's lives because of what that did for me. It's the same reason that Crystal became a life coach. Crystal became a life coach. Why? Because one reason, and one reason only, because of what life coaches did for her. Life coaches really helped unlock things in her mind that enriched her life and made her feel better. She overcame. Because of that, she is so passionate about sharing that with other people, because she wants to have them feel what she felt. She wants them to have that feeling of overcoming, and that, you know, life isn't just as is. Just little tiny mental breakthroughs can cause seismic, massive change in your life. Little tiny breakthroughs cause the biggest change. So she wants to impart that on others best she can, and I just love her for it. And so we can all do that in some way for other people, and if we're in that space, that's going to be a very enriching culture and environment, is it not? If we're all there to shine a light on each other, shine a light on you. I shine a lot of light on you. My mom and dad had this beautiful, they had this beautiful analogy of lighting candles. So they would say the light of a candle is never diminished when it is used to light that of another. As you light another person's candle, the flame, you think about it, I mean, it does. It gets bigger for both of you. It's big. It's at its biggest when you're shining that light and passing that torch. That's what the culture is. That's what the community is. It's the next person steps up. And Kathy Martinez, I mean, everybody was shining the light on her. She shined so brightly. She gave the nickname Sunshine. She was always smiling. It's not just the products or the protocol that changed her and gave her that powerful transformation. It's all of it together. The education, the information, the friends, the community, the transformation itself, the products, the eating the right things, building that blueprint. It's all interconnected, and together it's just this really powerful secret sauce. If you are at a place where you're insufficient in some way, then I just want to invite you to try this. It sounds crazy, I know. 2.5 years, we're still promoting meats and elimination. These are things that you just can't market. You can't market elimination. You might as well market root canals. Like, nobody wants a root canal, and nobody wants to eliminate things from their diet. Not Americans, especially in this modern day culture. No, it doesn't make sense. And then meat. But what's crazy is 2.5 years ago, when we started talking about meat, we were some of the first that was preaching meat is healthy. Meat can actually help you get well. Meat can get you off all the bad things that are harming and hurting you. And with all of that said, guess what? Now we're not the only ones. Like, it is trending and it is catching on. People are starting to realize, oh my God, meat is not the enemy. Meat wasn't doing the damage. It was the sugar. It was the carbs. So it was the seed oils. So you're starting to see more and more validation, which is very encouraging. I didn't even need it though, because I knew what this protocol did for me personally in my health. And I can't deny that. And I'm so passionate about sharing that forward. So if you're looking for community, support, safe environment where you can be your genuine true self and feel appreciated and feel like you're celebrated. If you're looking to get well, if you need more energy, if you have pounds and inches you'd like to lose, shed, if you want to enhance and potentially improve how you're feeling, your overall well-being, if you want to squash cravings and immediately get rid of bloat, and have your gut health potentially come in order in a very relatively short period of time, which is one of the most passionate components for me, is the gut health and what it's doing for people. And we don't focus on that enough, because that's one of the reasons that we feel so good, is because of that connection between the brain and the stomach. A lot of health professionals refer to the gut and the microbiome as the second brain. With all of that said, I could go on. People say they're sleeping better. People say that their skin is looking better and smoother. And you know, I could go on and on and on with all the many things that have benefited people with this protocol: self-discovery, intuition, empowerment, learning what serves you, learning to let go of what doesn't, forming new habits. That self-awareness spills into every other part of your life. It's a trip. It'll blow your mind. A lot of people got involved with ER Shred, and because of the things I'm talking about, they became very passionate about it, very much so. The thing that I've stayed passionate about, and I can't seem to stop, is what it's doing for other people. That's where I'm at. That's the space I'm in. So, like, I get so excited and giddy when someone's going to do this, because and I have no emotional attachment to whether it is for them or isn't for them. None, because they're going to learn. No matter what, they're going to learn about themselves and about, you know, turn that food pyramid upside down. You're going to learn a lot, trust me. And it's going to be empowering information and a worthwhile experience. But even if you don't continue on with it, I don't care, because the concepts that you take moving forward and that intuition, hopefully you'll tap into some of that. And taking that moving forward it's invaluable. It's powerful, and it'll continue to impact your life. So, again, please join us. Don't feel like you have to sign on forever. You don't feel like it could potentially compromise relationships. It won't. That's my reservation around doing a lot of different things, is because I say to myself, well, if I sign on with a friend and I do this, what if I don't like it? What if it's not for me? What if it's not a fit? And then, you know, that's got to hang over the relationship. Like, oh, you know, they always wish but hey, that's not the way I look at it. The way I look at it is this: if someone chooses to give ER Shred a try, to me, as their friend, I'm like, that's so cool that they understand that, like, that's not going to hang over the relationship, even if it didn't work for them, even if they didn't continue on with it. Like, that is not going to in any way, shape, or form affect the relationship moving forward. And if we both have that kind of, you know, outlook, then nothing bad can come of it. Nothing bad can come of it. So yes, that is some of the stigma that is involved around network marketing. Oh, if I get involved with that, if I try ER Shred, they're going to probably try to get me to sell it. No. Actually, we are not. The only people who I would actually want to share it beyond themselves are people who are just that passionate about it, that they're like, I love it, I believe in it, I want to help others with it, and that's my intent, and I'm going to share it with other people. Now, even if they said, I want to generate income, guess what? Fantastic. But, you know, the products, the protocol, the community, like, all of that you have to be able to check those boxes first before you can ever really, you know, go after the financial end of things. For those people who are in the market, I will say this, for those people who are in the market and looking for a financial opportunity, I read the news. I stop reading the news in a lot of ways for a lot of reasons, because there's parts of the news that was making me feel very much jaded. You know, I think I've kind of stepped into a new space of understanding that you just can't believe everything you read, even if it's the news, and you just can't let your emotions get the best of you. But I do need to be aware of what's going on in the world, and, you know, I am somewhat aware of what's going on in the world, and I'm aware of massive layoffs, and I'm aware of a lot of I'm aware. I believe my opinion is that we're headed for harder times. That's my opinion. I won't say it as fact because, you know, even the financial experts, they're wrong a lot. So I believe we're headed for harder times. And I also believe that a lot of people have been living in a state of, how would you say, like a false sense of reality. And now they've exhausted their savings. They've put a lot of things on credit and incurred a lot of debt. And as a result of that, things are going to get tight. And the things that worked before will no longer work as well, a lot of things. And they're going to have to get creative once again, as they probably have at some other point in their career. They're going to have to get creative about either A, finding ways to, you know, shave and save money, or B, finding ways to earn additional money to supplement their livelihood and feed their families and you know, put away and hopefully acquire a better quality of life, which I know that's kind of the desire of many, many people. So with that being the case, I believe wholeheartedly that the opportunity as an entrepreneur in our industry is ripe right now. That's my belief, and I've been in this industry pretty much my whole life. I've been in this industry professionally for over 2 decades as a professional, full-time. You kind of learn to read the signs. I want to say this. There's a lot of, God, I want to say shitheads. Couldn't come up with a better word. You know, they say that unintelligent people use swear words because they can't come up with a better word. Well, let me rephrase that then. There are a lot of ignoramuses who they will tell you at any given point in time that they have a unparalleled opportunity and that the timing is just right. They'll even use the words a lot. Momentum. Momentum. We're in momentum. We're in momentum. My God, they're always in momentum. And if they understood cycles of business growth, no, hell no, you're not always in momentum. No. And you can't be. And that wouldn't be sustainable. And so with that in mind, it's like, don't always say your thing is the hottest thing on the planet. You guys know I haven't. My thing hasn't been the hottest thing on the planet for probably the last 5 or 6 years. I'm not like ashamed to admit that. That's like someone who owns a ski shop. My best friend, Luke Larson, owns a ski shop. Some years they kill it. There's other years or spans of years where they do not kill it, where they don't get much snow. There's not many skiers. The money isn't spent there. And you know what? They struggle and they have to really constrict, if you will. And then there's other years where they kill it and it makes up for the bad years. And everything is cyclical and seasonal. Some industries have their, you know, they have their ride. The housing industry, we know this, just had its ride. You can only hope that home builders and realtors and mortgage lenders, you can only hope that they were smart enough and learned from 2007, 2008 that it doesn't last forever. You have your run and then things constrict. And when they constrict, you had better paid off your debts and you had better put away, because who knows how long that low season is. And the same thing to all you those realtors out there who probably won't listen to this, but it's a peeve of mine. The same thing to you guys who every damn time you write anything, every time you message me, it's always the market is so perfectly hot and will be and is for the foreseeable future. We don't see any downturn. Stop it. Like, people are getting a lot smarter to marketing tactics. And if that's the role if that's the tone you want to take, for me, you lose credibility. I'm sorry, you just do. You lose credibility, because if things tank and I took your word for it, then who's that on? I mean, I know you got paid your commission, but who does the fault lie with? I'm supposed to believe professionals. That's like, they should be educated. Don't always say your industry's hot to trot, because that's not true. Don't say that. And we all know it's already taken a big dip, because I invest in the industry. With that in mind, guys, if you're looking for a financial opportunity, I am unabashed to talk about it in these terms. Everything I have, everything I own, everything I've acquired in my life, it actually came from doing this line of work. It originated from this line of work. This line of work, it doesn't have to be shady. It doesn't have to be suspect. You can do it, and you can maintain your credibility and your friendships. There's ways to go about it, and you just have to don't follow the sleazeballs. Don't read the sleazeball books. If anything, don't go pro. Going pro will make you pretty yuck. That's my opinion. We all say, ew, ew, ew. Where's my ew crew? Everybody say, ew. Don't have to be that way. It does not. It does not have to be that way. You can do it for the right reasons. You can do it of pure intent. You can do it through service. You can do it by building an organization and a team of like-minded people who get it and who also want to impact world health, who also want to help single mothers generate additional income for their families, people who didn't go to college, people that have not had any advantage, find a level playing field whereby they can actually get out there and make a life for themselves. And the mentorship, the training, everything is built in. It's a beautiful, beautiful industry when it's done right. My company has done it wrong for a very long time, and I'm not afraid to say it. And now more recently they went the way of glitz and glam, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't tolerate it. I didn't like feeling pigeonholed into that arena, and so I didn't. I just chose not to. That was my choice. And you know what's cool though is, because I am an independent contractor, they allowed me to choose my way. I'm grateful for that. It's a little scary. It's risky. It feels, uncertain, and you always, sure, you always wonder, like, am I okay in my estimation? Or am I the crazy one? But actually, nobody's crazy. Even the people that like to do it a different way than me, they're not crazy. They're not. Everybody has different interests. Everybody has different likes and dislikes. Everybody should find their unique way of doing things. They should never feel pigeonholed by their leadership or from the top. They shouldn't feel that way. And so, like, I have loads of people in my organization who don't do ER Shred with us. I don't harbor any ill will towards them, no judgment. I'm not right, they're not wrong. There is no good, there is no bad. It's just all neutral, and we all find space, and we all find our fit, and then we allow others to decide and choose as well. Beautiful. Just a beautiful, beautiful symbiotic way of being in an enriching environment that brings you up and educates you, and also being with your own like kind, who you resonate with, who one of our ER shredders said recently, like, for sure, my family is this community, because my immediate family, we don't even get along. We don't even see things remotely the same way. We don't even want to talk to each other. We don't even want to get together with each other. I mean, what is family? Family it just cannot mean it's who you were born to. It can't mean that. I think family is more so finding your like kind, those that resonate with you, and clinging tightly and growing together. I think that's invaluable. I think that is real, that is genuine, pure, not fabricated, not forced, not manufactured. So with all of that in mind, if you're looking for a financial opportunity, we have one, and it's killer. And it is the right time. I haven't said that for years. It is the right time. For all of you who left Isagenix, come back, because it is the right time. And I'll tell you something, over the next couple months, I'll be able to share more and more with you in terms of how my company has, turned the page. We're on to a completely different chapter, if you will. And I'm very excited. I haven't been excited probably for, I got to tell you, it's probably been 6 years. 6 years. I mean, I've been excited about ER Shred over the last 2.5 years, and I'm very proud of what we've accomplished. But when I talk about the financial opportunity for people, for all the people, I haven't been excited for a very long time. And I am. Right now, I'm overwhelmed and overflowing with enthusiasm, because I know what's coming for a lot of wonderful people who want to go out and impact other people's lives. I know what's available to you, and it's actually sweeter and better than ever before, because part of the restructuring of Isagenix is, and I'm not afraid of the word restructure, I embrace it. I accept it. I'm very, very, very grateful for it. It's well overdue. And part of the restructuring is they have removed a lot of the sweetening of the pot for the tip-top people who make the most money, and they have taken that money and put it for the entry-level people who really need it, and who do a lot of the nitty-gritty, on the ground work. And so I'm very excited about that, because think about the difference that an extra $500, $1,000, $1,500, just think about the difference that could make in your life, and think about the relief that could provide you. Just think about that, the relief that could provide you. Our time is upon us. Our time is now. It's time to get busy. It's time to really reach out. We've got to break free of this coma that this virus has put us in, afraid to reach out and connect with other people. We have to get beyond it. I'm not talking literally in terms of passing germs. I'm talking about emotionally. We have to start opening our hearts. We have to start thinking outward. We have to start reaching outward. Believe me, we're headed for a time where people are going to need us more than ever before in history. They need us. They need people like us, good people who care, who have the right motives and motivation. They need environments that are enriching and fulfilling and that offer depth. So please, let's do this thing. Let's reach beyond ourselves. That's the space that I'm in. Join us, please. Our January 16th shred is going to be so bitchin', and the biggest one ever before in history. You got to join us. Past, present, future ER Shredders. Let's make this thing a lot of fun. Bye-bye.